You've reached a remarkable stage in life. Over 60. Wiser. More experienced. And if you're like most people your age, you've worked hard to stay healthy. Maybe you walk, stretch, or stay active in your own way. But there's something else just as important, something many seniors overlook. What you're eating could be quietly working against you, stealing away the very strength and mobility you need to stay independent. And I'm not talking about obvious junk food. These are everyday foods. Common items. Ones you may have trusted for years. In this video, we'll uncover 5 things you might be eating that silently destroy muscle after 60. And today, we begin with the first, and perhaps most surprising, culprit. Before we dive in, take 1 second to hit that subscribe button. If you care about aging with strength, clarity, and dignity, this channel is for you. Join a growing family of seniors around the world who are choosing wisdom over worry and action over decline. Now let's talk about the first food quietly weakening your muscles after 60. Number 1. Sugary breakfast cereals. Let's be honest, how many times have you grabbed a box of cereal in the morning because it's quick, familiar, and even advertised as healthy? Maybe it says whole grain, low fat, or fortified with vitamins. But here's the truth hiding behind that colorful packaging. Many breakfast cereals are loaded with added sugars and refined carbs. Why is that dangerous for people over 60? Because sugar, especially when consumed regularly, creates chronic low-grade inflammation in the body. And that inflammation directly interferes with muscle repair and growth. Your body, which already builds muscle more slowly due to age-related changes, now has to fight through inflammation just to hold onto what you've got. And it gets worse. Sugary cereals often contain very little protein, exactly what your muscles need first thing in the morning. After a night of sleep, your body is in a natural fasting state. Your muscles are in need of nourishment. Protein helps stimulate muscle protein synthesis, meaning the process your body uses to build and repair muscle fibers. But when you pour that bowl of frosted flakes, fruity rings, or honey-something puffs, you're giving your body a sugar spike instead. That causes a surge of insulin, a blood sugar crash, and worst of all, a signal to your body that muscle repair can wait. Over time, it adds up. You may start noticing a little less strength when standing from a chair. A bit more struggle carrying groceries. These are small signs, but they come from what's happening inside your muscles every single day. So what's the better choice? Instead of sugary cereals, start your day with high-protein, low-sugar options. Try a bowl of plain Greek yogurt topped with nuts and seeds. Or 2 boiled eggs with a slice of whole grain toast and some avocado. Even a protein smoothie with a banana, almond milk, and a scoop of whey protein can do wonders. You're not just feeding your body. You're telling your muscles they matter. That you're still building. Still strong. Still moving forward. Because after 60, every bite matters more than ever. You reach for it because it's quick, convenient, and it says lean protein right on the label. But behind the plastic wrap and deli counter display, there's a hidden threat to your strength, especially after 60. Processed deli meats might seem like a smart choice for sandwiches or salads, but what they really deliver is a combination of preservatives, sodium, and low-quality protein that quietly chips away at your muscle health over time. Most deli meats, turkey, ham, roast beef, bologna, and even chicken breast slices, are preserved with nitrates or nitrites. These chemicals help extend shelf life and maintain that appealing color. But inside your body, they tell a different story. Nitrates can trigger oxidative stress, tiny chemical imbalances that damage cells, including the ones responsible for maintaining and repairing muscle tissue. Your body already slows muscle regeneration as you age, and the presence of nitrates only makes that process weaker and slower. Then comes the sodium. Deli meats are often packed with salt, sometimes 400 to 600 milligrams in just 2 slices. For people over 60, that's a major red flag. Excess sodium contributes to dehydration, and muscles that don't get enough water can't contract or recover properly. Dehydrated muscles become stiff. They fatigue faster. They lose flexibility. And even small movements, getting out of bed, walking upstairs, bending to reach a cabinet, begin to feel more difficult. And here's another problem. Deli meats often lack essential nutrients like potassium, magnesium, and healthy fats, nutrients that are crucial for muscle function. So while they may contain protein, it's not the kind that fuels strength and mobility. It's filler. Cheap protein with more additives than benefits. That makes these meats a double threat. They don't give you what you need, and they add things your body can't afford to process easily, especially at this stage of life. You may not notice it all at once. It may just feel like you're slowing down, or that everyday tasks require more effort. But under the surface, your muscles are being robbed of hydration, nutrients, and support. All from a food you thought was safe. There are better choices, simple, affordable, and far more nourishing. Try roasting or grilling your own meats at home. A batch of seasoned chicken breast, sliced and stored in the fridge, can give you the same convenience without the chemical load. Or reach for whole food protein sources like boiled eggs, canned tuna in water, lentils, or cottage cheese. These foods support muscle repair, reduce inflammation, and help you stay stronger longer. Another great alternative? A warm bowl of homemade soup with chunks of lean meat and vegetables. It hydrates, fuels, and comforts all at once. Something processed deli meats could never do. After 60, every bite matters. What you put on your plate either builds you up or slowly breaks you down. And while a sandwich might seem harmless, the wrong ingredients can silently rob you of the strength and independence you've worked a lifetime to protect. Protect your muscles. Read the labels. Choose real food. There's food that seems harmless, even comforting. But after 60, it might be quietly contributing to muscle loss without you even realizing it. Fried foods. They're crispy, tasty, and often seen as an easy choice for meals. But if you're over 60, consuming fried foods regularly can have a much greater impact than you think, especially when it comes to muscle health. Let's talk about the fats involved in frying. Many frying oils contain trans fats, which are the unhealthy fats that your body struggles to process. Trans fats increase inflammation in the body, and inflammation is one of the main culprits behind muscle breakdown. As you age, your muscles become more susceptible to this kind of damage, which means fried foods can accelerate muscle loss over time. Inflammation not only weakens muscles but can also affect the connective tissues and joints, making everyday activities harder. When you eat fried foods, you're contributing to a cycle of muscle deterioration and joint discomfort. That extra layer of inflammation in your body is something you don't need, especially as your muscles already begin to repair more slowly with age. But that's just one part of the problem. Fried foods also tend to have a high glycemic index, which means they rapidly spike your blood sugar. This causes an immediate release of insulin, a hormone that not only helps store fat but also impairs the body's ability to use muscles effectively. When insulin levels are constantly fluctuating, it hinders the ability to maintain muscle mass. What starts as a quick burst of energy quickly fades, leaving your muscles to weaken in the process. Furthermore, the oils used for frying often lose their nutritional value at high temperatures. Rather than providing you with essential nutrients like vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats, fried foods become nutrient depleted. Your body craves these nutrients for muscle regeneration and strength, and when it doesn't get them, your muscles suffer. The problem is compounded when you consider that many fried foods are heavily processed. Fast food, frozen meals, and even some homemade fried foods are packed with artificial ingredients, preservatives, and excess salt. The salt, in particular, can lead to dehydration, another factor that compromises muscle function. Dehydrated muscles are less efficient at contracting, and they fatigue faster. Over time, dehydration can make it much harder for you to stay active and mobile. So, what should you do instead? Start by switching out fried foods for healthier cooking methods. Baking, grilling, and steaming preserve the nutrients in your food without the added unhealthy fats. For example, grilled chicken breast, baked fish, or roasted vegetables make great options that support muscle function and overall health. If you're someone who loves that crispy texture, an air fryer could be your best friend. Air frying uses significantly less oil than traditional frying, which means you can still enjoy your favorite crispy foods without the excess fat that contributes to inflammation and muscle decline. Another great option is to include healthy fats in your diet. These include fats found in avocados, olive oil, nuts, and fatty fish like salmon. Healthy fats help reduce inflammation and support muscle repair and recovery. Unlike the trans fats found in fried foods, these healthy fats nourish your muscles and support optimal performance. You can also make small adjustments to your cooking routine. Try cooking your meals with a focus on protein-rich foods such as lean meats, beans, and legumes, which provide the building blocks for muscle regeneration. Fiber-rich vegetables and whole grains are essential as well, as they provide the antioxidants and micronutrients needed for muscle health. Every time you reach for fried food, it's important to ask yourself, is this helping or hurting my muscle health? Over time, those small decisions can add up, either supporting or compromising your strength. By choosing better cooking methods, including healthy fats, and making conscious decisions to reduce your intake of fried foods, you're actively working to preserve your muscles and keep them strong for years to come. Remember, you have control over what goes into your body. Don't let the ease of fried foods take away the strength you've worked so hard to maintain. If you're over 60, you may think you're doing right by your body, choosing what seems like an obvious source of energy, sugary snacks. But here's the truth, those sweet treats could be stealthily sabotaging your muscle health. From sugary pastries to candy, ice cream, and soda, it's easy to indulge in foods that give you an immediate energy boost. They taste good and often feel like a comforting treat. But what you might not realize is that sugar can have a devastating effect on your muscles, especially as you age. When you consume sugar, it's rapidly absorbed into your bloodstream, causing your blood sugar to spike. This triggers a release of insulin, which is designed to store excess sugar in your cells. But too much sugar, over time, results in insulin resistance, a condition that reduces your body's ability to use glucose efficiently. This can lead to fat accumulation and, more importantly, muscle breakdown. But the impact on muscles doesn't stop there. Excessive sugar intake also triggers inflammation in your body. Inflammation is the root cause of many age-related health issues, including joint pain, stiffness, and muscle loss. The more sugar you consume, the more inflammation you create, making it harder for your body to maintain muscle mass and function at its best. Sugar also interferes with protein synthesis, the process your body uses to build muscle. When you consume too much sugar, your body prioritizes the conversion of glucose into energy, rather than using proteins to repair and build muscles. This means that even if you're exercising, your muscles may not be getting the nutrients they need to grow and recover. But here's the worst part. Sugary snacks tend to lack the essential nutrients your muscles crave. They provide little to no vitamins, minerals, or healthy fats, leaving your body to scramble for the nutrients it needs to keep your muscles strong. That leaves you with empty calories, while your muscles are left without the support they need to stay healthy and resilient. So, what's the alternative? How can you satisfy that sweet craving without compromising your muscle health? Start by opting for whole, natural sources of sweetness. Fresh fruits like berries, apples, or oranges provide natural sugars along with fiber, antioxidants, and vitamins, perfect for supporting muscle health. You can also try unsweetened yogurt or a piece of dark chocolate with a high cocoa content, which contains less sugar and offers health benefits for both the body and mind. For those who need a little extra sweetness in their meals, consider adding a small amount of honey or maple syrup to your dishes. These natural sweeteners are packed with antioxidants and are less likely to cause the harmful spikes in blood sugar that refined sugar does. And remember, when it comes to keeping your muscles strong, it's not just about what you avoid, but what you add. Make sure your meals are rich in lean proteins, healthy fats, and fiber-rich vegetables. These foods provide the building blocks your muscles need to stay strong and perform at their best. It's also a good idea to stay hydrated with water or unsweetened herbal teas to keep your muscles functioning optimally. Sugary drinks, like sodas and sweetened coffees, not only contribute to muscle loss but can dehydrate you, leaving your muscles stiff and more prone to injury. The next time you're reaching for that sugary snack, think about the long-term impact on your muscles. Making the switch to healthier options will not only help preserve your muscle mass but will also give you the energy and vitality you need to thrive as you age. Your body and your muscles will thank you. As we reach the final tip in our journey toward preserving muscle health, it's time to talk about something many seniors might not think twice about: dairy products. Dairy can be a source of protein and calcium, but if you're over 60, certain types of dairy could actually be contributing to muscle breakdown, often without you realizing it. Let's focus on full-fat dairy products, such as whole milk, cream, and cheeses that are often staples in many diets. These foods are rich in saturated fats, which are a major concern for your health as you age. While fats are an essential part of any diet, it's crucial to understand the difference between healthy fats and the types of fats that can be harmful, especially to your muscles. Full-fat dairy products, although delicious, can raise levels of inflammation in the body. And inflammation is one of the key contributors to muscle loss as you age. You see, the more inflamed your body becomes, the harder it is for your muscles to recover after physical activity. The constant, low-grade inflammation can prevent your muscles from regenerating and healing as quickly as they should, which means muscle breakdown accelerates over time. Inflammation doesn't just impact your muscles, it can also affect your joints and bones, creating an interconnected web of problems that only makes it harder for your body to function optimally. Since muscles and bones work together to keep you active, any damage to one can have a negative impact on the other. But that's not all. Full-fat dairy can also have an impact on bone health, which, as you know, is closely linked to muscle function. While dairy is often celebrated for its calcium content, it's the balance of vitamin D, magnesium, and other important nutrients that really support both bone and muscle health. Without a well-rounded nutritional approach, dairy alone may not be enough to protect against muscle loss. The key here is moderation. You don't need to eliminate dairy from your diet completely, but it's important to be mindful of the types you consume. Consider lower-fat or fat-free dairy options instead of full-fat varieties. Skim milk, low-fat yogurt, and reduced-fat cheeses can still provide you with the protein and calcium your muscles need, without the excess saturated fats that can promote inflammation and muscle decline. Another excellent alternative to traditional dairy is plant-based dairy substitutes. Options like almond milk, soy milk, and oat milk are becoming increasingly popular, and for good reason. These alternatives are often fortified with essential nutrients like calcium and vitamin D, but they are naturally lower in fat, making them a heart-healthy choice that won't contribute to muscle inflammation. Many of these options are also easier to digest, especially for those who might develop a sensitivity to dairy as they age. The goal is not to avoid dairy altogether but to make smarter choices. Opting for healthier dairy alternatives or choosing low-fat options can go a long way in protecting your muscles. But don't stop there. A well-rounded, nutrient-rich diet is crucial for muscle preservation, and it's important to include foods that provide vitamin D, magnesium, and other micronutrients that support muscle and bone health. For example, leafy greens, such as spinach and kale, are packed with magnesium, a mineral that plays a vital role in muscle function. Similarly, fatty fish, such as salmon and mackerel, provide essential omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation and help protect your muscles from wear and tear. Nuts and seeds are also rich in healthy fats and protein, contributing to both muscle recovery and overall well-being. The bottom line is simple: full-fat dairy, when consumed in excess, can contribute to muscle loss by increasing inflammation in the body. Instead of relying on heavy, saturated dairy products, consider choosing lower-fat alternatives or plant-based options to support muscle and bone health. By making these small changes, you can help preserve your strength and vitality as you age. As you continue to age, remember that every meal is an opportunity to nourish your body and your muscles. By focusing on nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory foods, you can ensure that your muscles stay strong and resilient, helping you stay active and vibrant for years to come. If you've made it this far, you've taken an important step toward protecting your body and living stronger after 60. Muscle health isn't just about exercise, it starts with what's on your plate. If this video helped you, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss more expert-backed tips to keep you healthy, mobile, and independent. And if you know someone who could benefit from this information, share it with them today. It might just make all the difference. Stay strong, stay wise, and as always, take care of yours.